Hi guys, it's Borkson. Hello, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, today is a movie review of the movie Sticks and Stones. I have my tablet here. I have my shoe. I have my jewelry box. I'm using it as a tripod with my book, with my one of my shoes, Converse's behind it. Yeah. So I only seen this movie once, and it was the other day, and it was on YouTube. So please keep that in mind. Um, okay. Well, first off, the movie is starring three. The movie's about three young men being friends. I assume it's in the 90s. The movie was filmed. The movie was filmed. Let's see when it came out. And it came out in 1998, I believe. I'm doing 1990s to see if that is exactly when it came out. 1996. So I was 4 when this movie came out. In this movie, one boy is being bullied by his brother. Let me kind of explain the characters first. There is Mouth, who is played by Chauncey Leopardi. I believe that's how his name is pronounced. Squints from the Sandlot. Typical. I know. I'm going through a Chauncey phase right now, so I apologize if it's annoying to people, but I went through a Chauncey phase when I was like 11 to 13, so it's just... if I would have watched this movie at 11 to 13 during my Chauncey phase, I would have been freaking out. This movie is... There's a boy called Joey, and then there is a boy called Book, who they say his name is Ruben, supposed to be. Anyway, so these three... Okay, so Mouth is played by Chauncey. Joey is played by Justin Isfield. Sorry if I say... I've never heard of him. It looks like he's in the American Pie movies. I've never heard of him. And Mouth, Ruben, is played by Max Goldblatt. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Yeah, so all three of them are friends. This movie starts out like a baseball movie. So like my first initial instinct was, this is gonna be like a copy of Sandlot. Like this is very Sandlot coded. Well, I mean, it's the same actor, so sure it is similar to. They want to play baseball, and Joey has a bully older brother who bullies him, who physically, him and everything else. Ruben's parents, the Book's parents, they want to put him in a fancy school. And he doesn't want to go because he'd have to leave his friends. And Mouth's dad took off when he was 10, and he lives with a single mother and his siblings. And the movie, they get fighting with a bully, and Mouth calls him an idiot, which then starts a big riot. And they start fighting, and this bully begins to pick on these boys. Like, at this point, I'm like, this is so Sandlot coded. Like, they could have just, instead of 9 boys, it's 3, but it's still Squints, so I was so wrong, guys. This movie took a total... I'm not even sure what rating this movie is. I got it right here in my hand, looking it up. Movie ratings and reviews. Well, I'm doing a review, so I don't want to review it. It is rated... Okay, but what rating? Like I don't think it's PG, guys, because the end is... Anyway, so these boys... Hey, handsome! You're not Chauncey. Get out of here. You're not Chauncey. Get out of here. Yes, guys, a cat got in the shower with me the other day, and I called him. I said, "You're not Chauncey. Get out of here." But he walked. She walked. No, that actually wasn't him. That was the girl cat. I was like, look, if Chauncey would do this, this would be something totally else. But okay, so movie. I'm gonna look up the review because that's a completely different movie. Anyway, guys, the movie was fun. I thought it was about the boys wanting to defend themselves against the bully. Let's see. Guys, it just totally went to a different page. I wasn't going on. So they go. I'm assuming that they're in junior high. I think they're late. Sorry guys, I need 2 minutes. I'm not picking. I'm assuming they're in junior high or early high school. I don't think the story said. I remember they watched it. He's got my glasses. He's chewing my glasses. Come here. Sorry guys, I cannot, and he'll be chewing me next. I can't seem to make this video right. Okay guys. And they want to get revenge on this bully because he does horrific things to them. So afterwards, right, they're all in the sandlot. And, which, I know it's not a sandlot, but they're in a sandlot. And the bully starts fighting with them. And he says, which one of you did this? Which one of you called me? Oh, no, he didn't call me an idiot. He called me an a-hole. And he said, which one of you called me an a-hole? They wouldn't answer. And then Chauncey, I'm going to call him by the actor's name, is like, he's the one who did it. So he doesn't say it. And then he decides to chase Joey, and this is where I say the movie should have had a trigger warning. The movie should have had several trigger warnings for someone like myself. He chased him around, beat the crap out of him, chased him around, and then held his head under the water. If you guys don't know personal life about me, I almost drowned in a family pool when I was 3. So the thought of somebody drowning freaks the crap out of me. So he grabbed him. I thought he was going to give him a certain neighborhood mouthwash. I thought he was thinking about mouthwash, which don't look, that means like breaking his teeth over. No. He hooked his head in the pool and held him there. And then Chauncey, Mouth, and Ruben, Book aren't doing anything. I'm like, dude, chase him down. Like, there's 3. I understand this is a blonde boy who is being a creep, but you chase him down and you get him. You get him good. Anyway, he just keeps antagonizing them. He eventually, at another point, grabs Book and Ruben, and they fight, and they were scared of him. Like, I could tell they were scared. And Chauncey, once again, is like the strong, he's like the wimp of the group, but strong one, who says, let's just ignore him. I'm saying a little bit ahead of myself. Like, don't ignore him. As they're going, and he catches them. It's just ignore him. Like, we gotta go to the lockers, whatever. And the boys go back to school and class, whatever, and then they're in gym and they're taking a test or something, and it's only Joey and, I always call him Chauncey, but that's the actor's name, Mouth, whose first name I don't think we don't learn in the movie, by the way. We learn Book's first name, sorry guys, and we know that Joey, I don't remember what nickname they called him. Anywho's, they're in class and they can feel something's wrong. And they want to play baseball. That's the whole thing. They want to play baseball, but they feel like something's wrong with their friend. And it comes to find out he was in the locker room by himself, and his bully cornered him and hit him and was being inappropriate towards him and took off his robe. He had like a towel on, took it off, and then he locked him outside. Hold on, guys. Anyway, guys, so the bully, whose name is, I'm about to look it up for a second because I don't remember the bully's name because I only watched this movie once. I'm attempting to review it for you guys. Cast. I don't remember the actor. I don't remember the character either. Haynes decides to lock Book outside and draw the fire alarm, and all the girls come out and they all see him undressed. Which, first off, you guys, as a grown 34-year-old woman, I'd have been like, there's nothing I haven't seen, or whatever. I'd have been like, whatever. It's nothing I haven't seen before, and would have walked off. But as a 13-year-old girl, it would have been weird. That's why this movie totally was inappropriate for kids to watch. The girls laughed at him. He was crying, and his 2 friends came out, and they were like, what is going on? Also, guys, it did show that Joey's parents are both, we'll get into that, because anyway, so the guys help him, and I think Joey puts his jacket on Book to cover him, and the boy, they want to talk to the parents, and they want to have a discussion, and the boys don't want this, and they talk to the bully's father, and then, what was one of the boys, I think it was Joey's dad, but don't quote me, one of the dads went and talked to the boy. Remember, I don't want to give all the details out, because then you guys won't watch the movie, and I enjoyed it. Anyway, so the dad goes to talk to him, says, your son has been blah, 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 or maybe it's in principle. The guys, sorry, I'm having hiccuping still. They called, and the father found out, and the father then went and beat the crap out of the boy. He And it turns out, guys. So anyway, so Joey's brother was being unkind to him. So that is why Joey couldn't take the bullying from his bully as well, because his brother was bullying him. And the parents just assumed in the beginning that the bullying was from the brother, not from this bully. And I'm like, sorry guys, I have an itch on my nose. I'm like, what? I'm just looking at cast. Yeah, just to make sure I'm right before I... Yeah, Joey's mom is Kirstie Alley. I thought so. We do see all three kids' moms. And, it's so cool to see Kirstie Alley, because I'm a big Kirstie Alley fan, too, because, like, oh my goodness, like, Chauncey got the movie with Kirstie Alley. Like, I didn't know that. But anyway, so the boys decide they're going to get revenge. Like, I don't want to make this video too long, and I don't want to make it too drawn out, because then you guys won't see the movie. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word. I'm actually going to Google it right now. Am I allowed to say the word? In fact, I'm going to pause, so if you're not, I'm not saying. So anyway, guys, you're allowed to say it, but I'm just not going to, for my own sanity and for my channel. Anyway, so they're at Mouth's house, and you can totally tell that Mouth is from a poor family. Like, Mouth is being... No! You're going to interrupt my video! That Mouth is being raised by a single mom. Like, you can just tell. Please, cat. And I'm not putting down single parents. I was raised by a widowed parent, so I'm not putting down single parents, single dads, but yeah. Okay. So they go and they get... You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna call it a lemon, because lemon is allowed to be used on YouTube. It's not. It's cover. It's just a word. So it looks like a lemon. Anyway, so they're talking, and they said want to get revenge on him because he pantsed Ruben, and he said he wants to unalive him. They said, why don't we do it? Mouth goes off and goes to his mother's bedroom and comes back with his mother's lemon, which is the term that I use for what it is. And he starts waving this thing around. And he starts like pointing at people. And I'm guys, okay, I grew up with one, so I know how to handle it. I know how to empty and how to reload these kind of devices. I'm not gonna say word them. So I'm like screaming at him, Chauncey, put it down. Chauncey, put it down. And because it's a movie and he's not listening to what I'm saying, obviously, he starts pretending to use the lemon, and it goes off on the TV. And I'm like, Chauncey, you could have even you could have unalived us. And they're playing with the lemon, and they think this is it. The bully then finds them at the climax of the movie. Finds them, and he's like, I'm going to da da da. They actually gang up, and the bully fights them and follows him into, I guess, like a barn area, and he says tie him up. And the Joey character, Joey pulls out the lemon and says, I'm going to, basically, someone if he's gonna unalive him. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, this is where it's getting bad. I'm literally screaming into my phone, put it down. You don't know how to use that. Put it down. Like, it's safety, and safety needs to be on. First off, why wasn't Mouth's mom's friend, as I call it, why wasn't there a safety on? Well, guys, I understand. As a woman who once lived alone, I understand that you want to protect yourself. But, and then the boys start fighting with the lemon. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my goodness gracious. Like, I knew it was going to go off. I thought it was going to hurt. Remember, I've never heard of this movie before. So I thought it was going to go off on Mouth. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's going to unalive Mouth. It's going to hurt him. Kind of, we'll do a review on other movies that were similar to this. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, this wasn't in the description. Oh my goodness. Anyway, they're already doing the bully, and they untie him or whatever, and he says he's going to unalive the bully. The bully and Joey fight with the lemon. The lemon goes off because they're fighting with it. They're fighting it back and forth. They said, Joey, you're taking this too far. He said, no, because he's being harassed and tormented by his brother at home. He's being bullied by his bully. He says he wants this to stop. He's going to stop it. And it goes off into Joey. And Joey is harmed by the lemon. And then they get to the hospital, and they said there is a victim, and we need to... He ended up being in his arm. I'm not going to say the word, but you guys know. You guys can kind of get from what I'm saying with lemon I'm talking about. Like, The squeezer went off in his arm. They have to then take him and then the cops come in. Which first off, I would have my pants because I would have peed my pants because I'm terrified of cops. Like I don't like police officers. I'm scared to death of them. But anyway, the police officers come in and they ask them, "So you boys were playing with the lemon?" And they're like, yeah, we were playing with the squeezer. And they were like, okay, playing with squeezers is not, because guys, those two words together is what I call what they had. It was very similar to the one that I had grown up with. So I know a thing or two about what they were playing around with, is actually. But anyway, the bully ends up saying we were at my house when Mouth and Joey was in the operating room, but Ruben Book was there, and they were just going to tell the truth. And then the bully stepped forward and said, we were at my house, we were playing with it with his dad's, and it went off. It was actually Mouth's mom's. But so everybody was fine. They said he could never play baseball. We're right again. When he had a few pitches left, and his brother and his friends 6 months later are still picking on Joey. When the parents out this whole movie said, don't let him pick on you, don't let him, he's just a bully, he's just a bully, he's just a bully. Like even back when he was having his head underwater from the bully, his brother was still picking on him. So my brother, another part, baseball was a part of this movie, but it was a background. His brother kept saying him the whole time, like, you're playing baby ball, you're not playing baseball, I don't want you playing on my team with my guys. And he only had a few pitches left, and he played with his brother. And they said he would never be able to pitch again. And I thought the movie was good overall because it was a fun movie. It had Chauncey Leopardi, and you can see he had aged. This was filmed in This came out in 1996, so I assumed it was filmed in 1995ish or so. So it was. I thought it was a good movie. Just that those two things: the bully holding Joey underwater, and then the whole fighting with the squeezer thing. If it wasn't for that, I think the movie would have been a lot more PG. I don't think this movie even is PG, to be honest. It's PG-13. I thought it deserved a higher rating for a squeezer, but it's my personal opinion. Okay, guys, I hope you guys like this kind of content. I actually like the movie. Yes, I would watch it again. For the little 11-year-old Chauncey Leopardi fangirl in my heart, I would watch it again. Yes. And yes, guys, I watched interviews of Chauncey when I was in my early teens or so, when I didn't even like him. I was like, he's so old. Now I'm like, oh, it doesn't really matter. He's still cute. Okay, guys, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Go hit the bell for post notifications. Remember, I love you all. Bye-bye, guys.